Hey, Colab Coach here yet again to share some wise words of wisdom for the week. This is a brand new series. So excited to get into this series. The series is about, now let me tell you before I get started. This series is about things that might push some buttons and maybe you might be reflecting about the past, but it's okay. I'm gonna be here with you. Of course, as always, you can always message me if you're ready for counseling, coaching, whatever it may be. Now, the topic for this 4 week series is damaged relationships. Damaged relationships. And the first week, we're talking about the myths of damaged relationships. But before then, if you have not subscribed to my videos, if you have not liked my videos, please do that right now. Please do that right now. It's deeply appreciated. Share it as well. Because I'm going to be talking about topics and topics upon topics. And then if you look at my page right now, plenty of videos about different topics. So let's get started and let's get into it. So the first myth I want to talk about is damaged relationships have to be repaired. Damaged relationships have to be repaired. I'm here to say that is a myth. You do not have to repair a damaged relationship. Now, I'm not saying that relationships cannot be healed and they cannot be resolved and they cannot, grow into rekindling. But what I'm saying is that you do not have to force yourself to reform a damaged relationship because I don't know the reason. You have the reason. Other people may not know the reason. And especially if people are trying to tell you that you need to, especially with family, that's one of the biggest things. Like when you have damaged relationships with family members, and of course, you may not be the person that has caused the damage, but you may have contributed, or vice versa. You may not want to bring that relationship back to the forefront. You may want to move on from that relationship. You may want to end it altogether, and that's completely fine, depending on the situation. Again, I don't know your situation, but if you have a situation that you want to talk about, please comment below in the video. But you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. So I say it 3 times so you understand what I'm saying. You don't have to rekindle any type of relationship once it's been damaged. If it's damaged, it was damaged for a reason, and it may be your fault. But if you're not ready to bring back that relationship or focus on growing that relationship, then let it be for now. Just let it be. Now, a second myth, another myth is thinking that you have to understand that what's damaged is damaged. This is vice versa to what I just said. Just because something is damaged doesn't mean it cannot be repaired. Just because something is damaged does not mean that you have to be that person that has to focus on bringing it back. You don't have to be that person. But if you know a relationship was damaged based on what you did, based on your actions, based on what you contributed to, and you know that you're wrong in that situation, maybe you went through counseling, maybe you went through coaching, maybe you talked to someone wiser than you, and you told them the situation that, okay, you know what? Let's make an example. So if you were the person that ended a friendship because of jealousy, if you ended a friendship because of you saw that person being successful and you weren't moving in a fast trajectory, and in reality you were just hating on that person. If that was you and the relationship ended because that other person saw what you were doing and they decided to end the relationship, and now you're thinking like, man, I was a terrible person. I'm not saying going back and forcing yourself into that damaged relationship. What I am saying is that having a communication, and talking about what you did wrong with that person, if that person is open to doing that, I think that would be the best thing that you could do. So it is a myth to think that what's damaged will always be damaged, especially if you know that you're the person that caused the damage, and now you're ready to apologize. Maybe you're ready to have a conversation where both sides are able to speak, and then you're able to come to some type of closure or reconciliation. Again, that doesn't mean you'll get that closure. That doesn't mean you'll get that reconciliation. But what is being known is that you have damaged something, and now you're ready and mature enough and grown enough to at least come to some type of amicable reconciliation. So the third, there's a lot of them. And I know if you have a myth that you heard about damaged relationships, go ahead and again, put in the comments. But the third one that I am going to talk about is thinking that you are the sole person that needs to bring everything and heal everything and force things and push things and make it happen because you were part of that relationship. Just because you were part of the relationship does not mean that you caused the damage. Just because you were part of the relationship does not mean you have to heal the damage. A lot of times, a lot of people push themselves into doing things that they have no right doing, especially trying to force a relationship to keep going. For example, I'll give you an example of myself. I know I do lessons learned at week 4, but I'm going to give you one. And I had a friend that, the friendship was fizzling out. The person was not committed in meeting up. The person was not committed in having conversations. The person was not committed in trying to build and grow. And I realized that me trying to force the issue, texting them, having conversation with them, and seeking for them to give me a reason on why what's going on, why we're distant, I'm hurting the relationship. I'm hurting myself because of the fact that the relationship was damaged not by me, but because of that person's choices of not trying to connect with me for whatever reason it may be. No hard feelings. But I'm doing myself a disservice by trying to force things to happen when I don't need it to happen. Simple as that. So I had to realize that, hey, you know what? I have to let this go. This person's obviously let it go. And yeah, they're keeping me along, maybe using me or whatever it may be, whatever means that they have. But in reality, this is not helping anybody. It's not helping me or that person. So it's time to just let that relationship drift away. And even if it was damaged to an extent that, I can't come back from, that's okay. Because obviously the other person is not willing to put any work into the relationship to redefine it or make it better. Simple as that. So, the myths when it comes to damaged relationships. Myth number 1 is that damaged relationships have to be fixed. They do not. They do not have to be fixed. Damaged relationships do not have to be fixed, especially when you are not the cause of the damage. And even if you were the cause of the damage, if you know that this relationship is not fruitful anymore, stop trying to plant seeds around it. Second thing is that, second myth is that when a relationship is damaged, that you have to go and fix it yourself. You have to be that person that has to step in and put all the work in to make the relationship at least stay alive. I'm here to say that's not true. That's not true at all. There are two people in relationships, and most people in relationships. And if you see that you're putting more of the work in to try to reconcile a relationship or try to make a relationship last longer, it's time for you to step away. It's okay that the relationship was damaged, and now it's time for you to move on to more fruitful relationships. Finally, the last thing is that just because a damaged relationship happened does not mean that it has to be fixed. You don't have to fix a relationship. If you know that you did something wrong, you have to put the effort into understand that what you did wrong and try to have communication with the person that you have wronged. Get that. But if you are the person that was hurt in that damaged relationship, it is not your right. It's not something you have to force yourself. It's not something that you, in the kindness of your heart, to just keep a relationship going and lingering on when you know there's no fruitfulness in that relationship. Simple as that. So if you're struggling with this stuff, especially when it comes to myths in relationships and damaged relationships, message me. Go to my website, colabcoach.com, fill up that free relationship survey. So you see exactly how your relationships can become a little bit better, just a little bit better. Also, sign up for that free 15-minute coaching session so we can actually talk about how you can make your relationships better, whatever situation you're going through. And then also Facebook Collab Coaching, Instagram Collab Coaching, all my series and my videos on YouTube, COLAB Coaching. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to do that. Finally, I'm an author. Fresh Eye Solve Problems Easier, the Self-Love Relationship Project. You can find us on Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, wherever you buy books. If you can't find it, let me know. It's also an ebook and it's an audio book. Go to Audible, go wherever you listen to audiobooks. Go ahead and download it, buy it. Give me a review. Tell me what you thought about it. If you thought this was trash, let me know if it was trash. If you thought this was great, let me know if it was great. And with that being said, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Be safe out there. And I will talk to you soon. Toodaloo.